Hello, it's fall in San Francisco, and it's persimmon season. So I figured this would be the perfect time to make the persimmons with Kinako dressing and black sesame salt. There are two reasons for making this recipe. Number one, yes, it is in season, but number two, this is one of the easiest recipes in the State Bird Provisions Cookbook. The cookbook recipe serves about 6 people, so for this video, I'm cutting the recipe in half. We're going to start off by making the black sesame salt seasoning. It's pretty easy, equal parts kosher salt and black sesame seeds. You only need about a tablespoon for this recipe, so it's up to you to make as little or as much as you want. The directions say to use a mortar and pestle, which is what I'm doing, but you can use a spice grinder too if you want to. You want to do this until the texture becomes like coarse black pepper. And just place it in a little bowl and set aside. And now we can work on the Kanako dressing. Kanako is roasted soybean flour. It's buttery and nutty and really good. You can find this in Asian grocery stores or you can go online. Scoop a 1/4 cup and place into a medium-sized bowl for mixing later. Next is a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. I love ginger, so this seems like a very small amount to me, but I'm just going to go ahead and follow the recipe. Next is 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. And that's it for the dry ingredients. Just mix well, and we can start adding in the liquids. The measurements get pretty chefy here. You will need 1/8 of a cup plus 1/2 tablespoon of grapeseed oil, and just mix it all together. Next, add the same amount of sesame oil, 1/8 of a cup plus 1/2 tablespoon, and mix well. A vinaigrette isn't a vinaigrette without vinegar, so add 1 tablespoon of unseasoned rice vinegar. The dressing is done, so now I can assemble everything. You will need to cut 3 ripe fuyu persimmons into 8 wedges each. Optional peeling. Honestly, the recipe does say to peel them, but I was just too lazy to do it. So to assemble, take your best restaurant quality plate and place the dressing at the bottom of the plate. It doesn't state how much dressing to use, so really you can put as much or as little as you want. If you made a mess, make sure to clean it up. Okay, and now you can place the persimmons on top of the dressing. Just arrange it as pretty as you can. I wasn't completely satisfied with how it looked. The persimmons, although they're pretty sweet and they're very pretty, they looked a little dry. So I decided to mix everything together to give it more of a wet look, I suppose. And even though it looks like it's just covered in brown stuff, I think it looks a little bit more appetizing. If you liked it the other way, please feel free to leave it that way. It's your recipe now. You can do whatever you want. And don't forget to clean the plate. Time to sprinkle on the black sesame salt. It doesn't say how much to put in, so you can just add accordingly. I just sprinkled it on and tried to make it pretty, and I think I actually put way too much on. If you can see that one little persimmon has way too much salt on it. I know I talk about balance a lot, but I'm going to bring it up again. When I initially tasted the dressing, I thought I could have used a little bit more salt. But everything together makes the dish sing. The black sesame salt is what the seasoning that's needed. And there's sweetness that comes from the persimmons, so everything is balanced and nutty and sweet and delicious. I hope you enjoyed it. If you decide to make the recipe, please let me know how it goes. If you learn any tips and tricks along the way, let me know as well. As usual, thank you for watching.